Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? It's the same Leggy here representing TeamJVS. I'm back here again for another review for Bel-Air. This is episode 4, Canvas. I think it's Canvases or Canvas. What did I think about this episode? I think this is actually a really good episode. It's one of my favorite episodes so far. The reason being is because I realized at a certain point that they've built up Carlton and Will's rivalry so much that I'm excited to see where their relationship goes as like young men, of course, young black men, but also as brothers, because there's a thing that happens where they're doing a fundraiser. Essentially, Carlton and Will are supposed to work together, you know, because of their own reasons. They're haggling deals, so to speak. But all of it is try to support Uncle Phil and his campaign. Now, the thing about this is that when they were working together and they were trying to get votes and it just wasn't working for Carlton, and then it was working for Will, it sparked this really real conversation about where their ideals are, where their understanding about how the world works, for good and bad. And they both came off very combative emotionally, and you could just really understand, like, not only how smart Will actually is, but also how, you know, their indifferences are so interestingly passionate that it makes for a really good conversation. Another great conversation that I saw in this episode was really Jazz. Jazz is such a great character, bro. Like, not only is he a good friend to Will, but he's just a good character. Like, they started going through a little bit of his backstory where he's kind of come from what he's really doing. And he gives Hillary some really good advice. He also helps him. And that's a really good thing. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't remember the Fresh Prince, like the relationship between Jazz and Hillary and how that was. But this is very different. The other thing is Will finds out something about Lisa that I'm not going to spoil or talk about here. And it changes the course or trajectory, I should say, of their relationship. Even more so than the fact of her used to be dating Carlton. It's an interesting little riff and a wrinkle that I don't know how they're going to kind of get around it, given the circumstances. Also, Jeffrey. Yo, look, hear me real carefully, y'all. Jeffrey is not just a butler. He is, I think he said he was the house management, but no, that man is the security. Like, when you understand what Jeffrey really is about, this episode, like, remember, watch from the beginning to the end, because anytime Jeffrey is on the scene, like, he's doing very pivotal things. Like, there's an interesting conversation he has with Ashley. There's a really interesting conversation he has with Will very early on. But when you realize the levels of Jeffrey, you're going to be like, yo, yeah, nah, this is not my Jeffrey that I remember. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I really do love what they're doing. The music in this one's actually really good as well. I think the music selection in this one's probably the strongest. It's just some really great conversations, and even Viv and Phil, because the thing about this one is, like, Aunt Vivian, like, she's trying to reconcile in herself the fact that she is an artist that kind of took a back seat to her husband because she chose to do that. And I think April Parker Jones is crushing it as a Viv. Matter of fact, like, she definitely got, you know, Michelle Obama vibes, but, like, she commands scenes like no other. Like, she's stunning. Like, she's doing a great job in this role. And I feel like if they give her some good source material, man, she could rocket this. Like, literally the only thing that I'm concerned about is if people are watching this show. Like, seriously, because this is a really good episode. Like, this to me was like a 9 out of 10 episode rating. Like, you definitely got to see this episode. It comes out on February the 17th. But highly recommend you check out episode 4. And if you haven't seen up until that point, I think that Peacock give you 1 free episode. You have to be a Peacock premium member to get all first 3. I'm not sure if they're going to release another free episode this week or what, but if you have Peacock and if you have the opportunity to check this show out, you definitely want to check it out. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I think Peacock They didn't tell me to do this or say this or anything like that, but I believe that the premium baseline with ads is like $4.99 a month or something like that. And I think it's $9.99. I may have that wrong without ads, like what Hulu does. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button. I apologize I didn't make any transitions or any kind of edits or anything like that. I just wanted to give you guys unfiltered, non-spoiler review for episode 4 of Bel-Air. Okay, guys? I'll talk to you guys soon. Oh, I didn't even talk about Jabari. Jabari, yo, you killing it, bro. But this is the thing, and I said this last time. The guy that's playing the role of Carlton, dude, he's got such range, man. Like, he's got a lot of range, and I'm really curious to see what they end up doing with his character later on. But I'll tell you guys soon. Peace, guys.